The words of this Roman emperor can change your life today. Imagine facing daily challenges and suddenly hearing a phrase that resonates deeply within you. Something that makes you pause, reflect, and perhaps change your way of acting. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest thinkers of Stoicism, left a legacy of wisdom that spans the centuries. His reflections on life, pain, and happiness are as relevant now as they were 2,000 years ago. How can you apply these lessons in your routine? Think of moments when you felt lost or unmotivated. What if, instead of succumbing to discouragement, you could turn that situation around with a simple change in perspective? Each of the 10 phrases we will explore has the power to transform your day, offering insights that can be applied immediately. Get ready to discover teachings that, while ancient, are incredibly modern. As we delve into Marcus Aurelius's quotes, you will see that Stoic wisdom is not just theory, it's practice. And the change can start now. Stay tuned. The impermanence of things. It's curious how, in our daily lives, we often forget that everything around us is ephemeral. The phrase "realize how fleeting things are" reminds us that nothing is permanent. Situations change, people come and go, and emotions also transform. This awareness of impermanence can be a true relief, helping us not to cling too tightly to things. When we understand that everything is temporary, we can look at life with more lightness, free from the pressure of wanting everything to last forever. By accepting this transience, we can become more grateful for what we have in the moment. Every experience, every person who crosses our path, brings a lesson. Instead of lamenting loss or change, we can celebrate what we had. This shift in perspective is crucial for our mental and emotional health. After all, life is made up of moments, and each one is unique and precious, even if it lasts only a short time. Additionally, impermanence teaches us to value the present. Instead of worrying about what may happen tomorrow or dwelling on what has already passed, we can direct our energy toward the now. This doesn't mean we should ignore the future or the past, but rather that we should find a balance. Living in the present is a gift in itself, allowing us to experience every second of life with intensity. Another important aspect is that, by recognizing the fleeting nature of things, we learn to cope better with loss. When we lose something or someone, we often feel profound pain. However, understanding that everything has a cycle can provide solace. This doesn't diminish the hurt, but helps us see that the end of one phase can be the beginning of another. It's a natural cycle of life and part of our journey. This awareness of impermanence can motivate us to act. If we know that moments are fleeting, why wait to do something we love? Often, we postpone our dreams and desires out of fear or insecurity. However, by reminding ourselves that time is limited, we can encourage ourselves to pursue what we truly want. Living with the certainty of transience gives us the push to make the most of life. The power of the mind. Life is what you make of it. This powerful phrase prompts us to reflect on how our mental state can shape our reality. Often, we are our own worst critics, which can prevent us from seeing the opportunities life presents. By adopting a positive mindset, we begin to realize that we have control over our reactions and decisions. Our thoughts directly influence our actions and, consequently, the outcomes we achieve. It's interesting to note how a positive attitude can alter the way we face challenges. When we approach a difficult situation with optimism, we are more likely to find solutions and adapt. Conversely, if we let pessimism take over, we may feel paralyzed and unable to act. Therefore, cultivating a positive mindset is a fundamental step toward transforming our lives. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather addressing them with a constructive perspective. Moreover, the power of the mind is reflected in the self-confidence we develop. When we believe in ourselves, we are bolder in pursuing our goals. Self-confidence gives us the courage to step out of our comfort zones and explore new possibilities. And when we make mistakes, which is a natural part of life, we view them as learning opportunities rather than definitive failures. This shift in mindset is crucial for our personal and professional growth. The practice of positive thinking can be exercised daily. One way to do this is through gratitude. By focusing on the good things we have, no matter how small, we nurture a more optimistic mindset. This, in turn, helps us face challenges more lightly and see the positive side of situations. Gratitude can become a habit, and over time, it transforms our worldview. The phrase "life is what you make of it" invites us to take responsibility for our choices. By recognizing that we have the power to shape our reality, we can become the protagonists of our own stories. This awareness is liberating and motivates us to live with more purpose and authenticity. After all, life is a series of experiences, and it's up to us to decide how we want to live them. Self-control and resilience. You have power over your mind, not over the external events. This phrase serves as an important reminder of our capacity for control. Most of the time we encounter situations that we cannot change, such as the behavior of others or events beyond our control. However, what we can control is our reaction to these situations. Self-control is essential for developing resilience, which is the ability to adapt and recover in the face of adversity. When facing challenges, how we respond can make all the difference. For instance, a person who practices self-control may choose to remain calm in the midst of a crisis, while another may spiral into despair. This difference in attitude can impact not only the resolution of the problem, but also each person's mental health. Cultivating this skill helps us better cope with the stress and pressure of daily life. Resilience is like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger we become. It's important to remember that we aren't born resilient. It's a skill we can develop throughout our lives. A good starting point is to accept that difficulties are part of the journey. Instead of avoiding them, we can face them as opportunities to learn and grow. This prepares us to tackle future challenges with greater confidence. Additionally, we can seek out inspiring examples of resilience. Many people have gone through extreme hardships and managed to rise again. These stories serve as powerful reminders that resilience is achievable and that we all have the capacity to overcome obstacles. By surrounding ourselves with inspiring individuals, we can find motivation and support during tough times. Self-control and resilience go hand in hand. When we manage to stay calm and focused, even in complicated situations, we enhance our ability to recover and move forward. Life is full of ups and downs, and having the skill to handle adversity makes us stronger and more prepared for what lies ahead. This journey of self-discovery and growth is essential for living a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The importance of the present. Focus on the present. This phrase invites us to set aside worries about the past and future, and instead concentrate on the here and now. Too often we get lost in thoughts about what has already happened or what is yet to come, preventing us from truly experiencing the events unfolding around us. The present is the only moment we truly have, and appreciating it is vital for a more rewarding life. Practices such as meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools to help us remain in the present. Meditation teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing us to become more aware of our experiences. Mindfulness can be applied to everyday activities, like eating or walking. By being fully present during these moments, we can savor small joys that often go unnoticed. Moreover, living in the present can improve our mental health. When we are constantly worried about the future or ruminating on the past, it can lead to anxiety and stress. By focusing on the here and now, we can relieve these tensions and find a sense of inner peace. This shift in perspective helps us better handle life's challenges, as it allows us to see things with greater clarity and objectivity. Another way to cultivate presence is through gratitude. By recognizing what we have in the moment, we develop a deeper appreciation for life. This helps us value small things, like a smile, a sunset, or a moment of connection with someone. Gratitude brings us back to the present and teaches us to savor life in its fullness. Focusing on the present enables us to build more meaningful relationships. When we are truly present for those around us, we can listen, understand, and connect more deeply. This connection is essential for emotional well-being and helps us forge stronger bonds with those we love. Therefore, embracing the present is an important step toward living a full and connected life. The nature of life and death. The quote, "Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back," provokes deep reflection on the inevitability of death. For many, death is a topic that evokes fear and discomfort. However, by accepting it as part of life, we can find new meaning in our daily existence. This acceptance does not mean we should resign ourselves, but rather that we can live in a more authentic and intense way. When discussing death, it's often difficult to think about it without feeling a tightness in the heart. But instead of viewing it as a tragic end, we can see it as a reminder of life's fragility. This perspective can encourage us to value each moment, not to let trivial matters upset us, and to seize the opportunities that arise. After all, life is fleeting, and each day is a chance to do something meaningful. Furthermore, by accepting mortality, we become more empathetic towards others. We know that everyone faces this reality, and that can unite us. When we understand that life is finite, we tend to prioritize relationships and seek connection with those around us. This helps us create valuable memories and live more fully. Smiling back at death, as the quote suggests, is a way of embracing life with all its uncertainties. It is an invitation to live courageously, not to be paralyzed by fear of what lies ahead. This attitude can free us from many restraints and allow us to explore our desires and dreams without hesitation. Accepting mortality invites us to reflect on the legacy we leave behind. What do we want people to remember about us? What values do we want to convey? By pondering these questions, we can shape our daily actions to create a life that, while not eternal, is rich in meaning and love. The value of relationships. The phrase "people are made for each other" highlights the importance of human relationships. From the moment we are born, we are interconnected with others. Emotional support, friendship, and love are fundamental to our well-being. When we genuinely connect, we feel a sense of belonging that strengthens us and helps us face life's challenges. Empathy is an essential skill within relationships. When we can put ourselves in someone else's shoes, we better understand their pain and joy. This not only strengthens our bonds, but also creates an environment where everyone feels seen and heard. A simple gesture of understanding can make a significant difference in someone's life, reflecting in our own happiness. Moreover, social connection is one of the pillars of mental health. Studies show that people who maintain healthy relationships tend to be happier and live longer. Social interactions provide support during tough times and help us celebrate achievements. The importance of relationships. Therefore, cultivating these relationships is crucial for a fulfilling life. On the other hand, loneliness can be devastating. When we distance ourselves from others, we risk getting lost in our own thoughts and insecurities. A lack of connection can bring feelings of sadness and helplessness. Thus, it is vital not only to form bonds, but also to nurture and care for them over time. The value of human relationships is undeniable. They teach us, support us, and help us grow. By recognizing that we are made for one another, we can build a more compassionate world where empathy and love prevail. In this way, life becomes richer and more meaningful. The need for action. The best way to defend yourself is to attack, is a phrase that invites us to reflect on the importance of proactivity. In various situations in life, it's easy to feel paralyzed in the face of challenges and difficulties. However, passivity often does not yield positive results. To overcome obstacles, taking initiative and action is essential. When faced with problems, the tendency is to want to avoid or procrastinate. But this attitude usually only worsens the situation. On the other hand, when we decide to attack the problem by seeking solutions and taking concrete steps, we have the chance to transform it into an opportunity for learning and growth. This proactivity empowers us and gives us control over our lives. Action is also fundamental in building our goals. Often, we dream of achieving something but remain stuck in the planning phase. It is necessary to take the first step and from there move forward. Every small action counts and contributes to the realization of a larger dream. This is how we build our journey and get closer to what we desire. Moreover, proactivity can positively influence those around us. When we take the initiative, we inspire others to do the same. This creates a cycle of motivation and determination that can lead to significant changes in our environments, whether at work, within the family, or among friends. The idea that the best way to defend yourself is to attack reminds us that life is filled with challenges. But instead of fearing them, we should face them head-on. Action is our ally and can lead us down unexpected paths where growth and personal fulfillment become possible. Acting is a sign of courage and a way to embrace the opportunities that life offers us. The practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a simple yet powerful practice. When we say, "Thank each day for what you have," the idea is that by recognizing the good things in our lives, we create a space for happiness. Oftentimes we focus so much on what we lack that we forget to appreciate what we already possess. This shift in focus can make a tremendous difference. For example, upon waking, we can start the day by giving thanks for a new dawn, a comfortable bed, or even a warm cup of coffee. Moreover, gratitude can impact our mental health. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly experience fewer symptoms of depression and anxiety. This happens because by giving thanks, we train our minds to look at the positive side of life, replacing negative thoughts with a more optimistic perspective. This attitude not only improves our mood but also strengthens our immune system, making us more resistant to illness. Another way to practice gratitude is through a journal. Writing down 3 things we are grateful for each day can be a transformative exercise. This practice forces us to pause and reflect, even if for a moment, on the positive aspects of our lives. Over time, this simple activity can change our worldview, making us more aware and appreciative. By recording these small blessings, we create a resource we can revisit whenever we need a reminder of what is important. Gratitude can also enhance our relationships. When we express recognition and appreciation for the people around us, we strengthen our bonds with them. A simple thank you can make someone feel valued and important. Additionally, by practicing gratitude in our relationships, we create a more positive and welcoming environment where everyone feels more comfortable sharing their experiences and feelings. The practice of gratitude doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge the beauty around us, whether in nature, in the small things of daily life, or in the people we love. By incorporating this practice regularly into our routine, we begin to see a transformation not only in ourselves, but also in our interactions with the world. Gratitude teaches us to live more lightly and to cherish each moment. The impact of words. The words you use shape your reality is a statement that resonates deeply. What we say and how we say it can influence not only how we perceive ourselves, but also how others perceive us. Words have power. They can build or destroy. When we communicate positively, we create an environment that fosters healthy and productive relationships. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can rephrase it to, "I am learning to do this." This simple change in language alters the way we face challenges. Furthermore, the words we choose directly affect our self-esteem. When we speak about ourselves positively, it encourages and motivates us. Phrases like "I am capable" or "I deserve good things" may seem cliché, but they have a real impact on how we act and think. This type of self-affirmation is a pathway to strengthening our self-confidence and propelling us toward our goals. It's not only about what we say to ourselves. What we communicate to others is also crucial. Words of encouragement and support can make a significant difference in someone's life. When we praise, encourage, or simply listen attentively, we contribute to that person's emotional well-being. This creates a positive cycle where empathetic communication becomes a common practice in our relationships, promoting a sense of community and mutual support. Positive communication can also be a powerful tool in the workplace. Leaders who use encouraging and constructive language tend to have more motivated and engaged teams. Words that express appreciation and recognition create an environment where everyone feels valued and willing to contribute. This not only improves productivity, but also enhances overall job satisfaction, creating a space where ideas can flow freely. It's important to remember that words have consequences. Negative speech, whether about ourselves or others, can create a toxic environment. Therefore, cultivating conscious and positive communication is a crucial step toward building healthy relationships and leading a more fulfilling life. By becoming more mindful of our words, we can shape a more positive and welcoming reality, both for ourselves and for those around us. The path of virtue. Live according to nature is a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy that invites us to reflect on how we live our lives. This phrase reminds us that to find true happiness, we must align our actions with our values and what is essential. Virtue is a central concept in Stoicism, and living in accordance with it means acting with wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. These values serve as guides that help us make decisions and face the challenges that arise along the way. For example, wisdom encourages us to seek knowledge and reflect on our choices. Instead of acting impulsively, we are called to consider the consequences of our actions and learn from our experiences. Practicing wisdom helps us better understand ourselves and the world around us, enabling us to make more informed and conscious decisions. By cultivating wisdom, we become more adept at dealing with adversities and creating a positive impact in our lives. Justice, in turn, reminds us of the importance of acting with fairness and respect in our relationships. Being just means treating others with dignity and considering their needs and feelings. In a world where we are often tempted to act in our own self-interest, justice challenges us to look out for the collective good. This translates into actions that promote equity and empathy, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Courage is another virtue emphasized by Stoicism. It compels us to face our fears and act even in the face of adversity. Life is full of challenges, and often we need courage to move forward. This virtue helps us resist the temptation to give up and to seek solutions, even when the situation seems difficult. Being courageous does not mean being unafraid. Rather, it means acting despite our fears, trusting in our ability to overcome obstacles. Moderation teaches us to seek balance in our lives. In a world that often promotes excess, moderation reminds us of the importance of finding a middle ground. This applies to all aspects of life, from eating to technology use. By practicing moderation, we not only improve our physical and mental well-being, but we also create space for reflection and gratitude, allowing us to more fully appreciate the simple things in life. Final considerations. Each of the topics addressed in this reflection invites us to look inward and consider how we can live more intentionally and meaningfully. The practice of gratitude, the careful choice of words, and the commitment to virtues are paths that can lead us to a more fulfilling and satisfying life. These ideas are interconnected and reinforce the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and a lifestyle that values what truly matters. By adopting these practices, we not only transform our own lives, but also positively impact those around us. As we reflect on the powerful words of Marcus Aurelius, we are reminded that Stoic wisdom is timeless. Each phrase we explored today is not just a quote, but an invitation to reflection. How can you apply these lessons in your daily routine? Think of a challenge you are facing. Now, how might Marcus's perspective change your view of it? Remember, life is filled with uncertainties, but how we react to them is what truly matters. When facing difficulties, ask yourself, am I controlling what I can, or am I letting myself be swayed by what is beyond my control? These questions may hold the key to a more peaceful and purposeful life. And don't forget, practice is essential. Choose one of the phrases that resonated with you the most and put it into practice tomorrow. How about sharing your experience in the comments? We want to know how Marcus Aurelius's wisdom is shaping your day-to-day life. If you enjoyed this dive into Stoic philosophy, subscribe to the channel. We have plenty more inspiring content on the way. Until next time, may wisdom continue to illuminate your path.